Hi guys, thanks for having me today. My name is Vicki Illa and I am the Hastings Lewis House Supervisor. We are so honored to be selected as one of the chosen charities to present to you all today. I know this is not how we imagined this event going, but still very honored to be a part of it and honored to be able to tell you a little bit about myself and about Lewis House and all the amazing things that we are doing here in our community. 360 Communities is a nonprofit here in Dakota County with several different programs. One of those programs being violence prevention and intervention. And within that program, there are two shelters, one being Hastings, Lewis House, and one being our Eagan location. So within that program, we are working with victims and survivors experiencing domestic and sexual violence and providing them a safe place to heal, get connected to resources, and give them tools and skills to accomplish goals toward living a violence-free life. We have staff on site 24 hours a day to help respond to the needs of our community. We have an outreach team that works out of police departments and other community spaces to provide ongoing support, court needs, legal advocacy, and connections to resources for their families. We have been doing this work since 1979. Our model here in shelter is a community living model. So we have people, for the most part, having their own room and then share community spaces. We have to make do with what we have. We do have support groups each week, and those are, again, for the people living here and the people that live in the community. We have learned that people respond to trauma differently, and we are always trying to implement different options for people to work through this and designate spaces here in shelter to meet those unique needs. We often see children getting lost in all of the hustle and bustle and, crises, chaos that's going on here. Moms do the best that they can with what they have to make it work for them and their children, and that's why we have our advocates here to try to help that as well. We often are seeing many children who are on the autism spectrum or have trauma-related mental illness, and it's a growing need that we've seen, and we've always hoped we could have a better space for moms, for families when they're experiencing maybe overstimulation, or it's too loud, it's noisy. It can be noisy here. There's a lot of people, and noise can create stress. And when you're dealing with trauma, that can trigger different things, and especially within children. And so it would be great to be able to have a quiet space for them to go to retreat to heal, just to take a break. We have a space here in shelter that hasn't been used for a while, and it would be great to be able to revamp it, give it a little TLC, and use that space for families to create together, to grow together, to have a place where they can just retreat to and have quiet time if needed. Again, like I mentioned before, these families they may have their own room, but they're also sharing almost everything else with a bunch of strangers. And they were fleeing from an unsafe situation, and they're just trying to heal. It would be great if we had a place where they could do art. Art expression, taps into sensory memory. It allows survivor to process trauma, and they can process it visually when their words may be failing them. Sometimes they just don't know how to say how they're feeling, and that's women and kids. That's the whole family can be experiencing that. And like I said, this also helps the clients kind of distance themselves not only from the shelter here, the people here, but distance themselves from their traumatic experience. It helps make it easier for them to share their thoughts, their emotions, their memories. It gives them just gives them a space to be. So like I said, we have a space in our lower level. It hasn't been used for a while, and it could really use some TLC. I envision this space, again, being open for anybody to utilize as needed, and also kind of filling that as maybe having buckets where people can check out if they don't want to go into that space, maybe they do just want to go to their room, they can take this box of sensory toys or art supplies and be able to use those as they see fit. I see our family youth advocate who we have here on site working with the families and doing different activities with them in that space as well, and being able to utilize that space during our children's support group. Again, I thank you so much for just even considering having Lewis House present today. I should be up on a stage presenting to everybody and showing you what it is that we need, but I am so grateful that you're considering us, and thank you for having me today virtually. I wish you all the best and hope you all stay safe, and hope to see you in person soon. Thank you so much.